Hey guys, come on in, come on in, come on in. Happy Thursday. This week has actually flown by. Let me put everything on Do Not Disturb as we get ready to get into today's discussion. Welcome to your weekly huddle. Welcome to your weekly huddle. This week is a curated conversation. A lot of great feedback from my let's go. A lot of great feedback from our huddle last week. Last week, everybody's fired up. I got a lot of great feedback. I'm excited about the feedback that we got, and really the action that was taken after last week's huddle. And so, always excited to come back in and just, 1, 2, 3 break, right? We come in here 30 minutes at a minimum, sometimes an hour, but for the most part, to just come in, check in, right? And get ready to get back out there and do business. Let's see where we are. Let's go ahead and get our notes up for today's huddle. All right. For those of you, we had a lot of a lot of people join the community. Welcome to Experts University. Welcome to our community. Welcome to our weekly huddle. If this is your first time here, welcome. We look forward to seeing you again to our huddle where we learn more to earn more. That's our theme, right? We realize that generally those who are earning the most, they're the ones who are learning the most. And so we come in, we endeavor to always learn more. Um, Most of you, if you're here, you probably know who I am. You might not know my background. I endeavor to speak with each and every one of you individually, but just a little bit about myself. If I've never met you before, my name is Racole Jackson. I am the founder of Experts University and the brands that are up under our umbrella. I am a Florida girl, originally from Miami, Florida. Got my undergraduate degree from University of Florida. Go Gators. Went to law school in California. Came back to Miami, got my LLM in real property development from the University of Miami School of Law, and I am a proud licensed Florida real estate sales professional. So, if nothing else, I do know how to learn. I do know how to learn. And gratefully, it has allowed me and really those that I work with to really experience some great things in the real estate space. Our huddle is, I mean, the Experts University, the group itself is powered by one of our brands, Title Experts. Title Experts is our full service settlement, title insurance and settlement firm. We close all of Florida. If for some reason we have not had an opportunity to work with anyone in the group, we welcome you to a Title Experts closing. We are an attorney managed firm providing a dedicated closing team, dedicated transaction coordinator, regular status updates, and rush processing is absolutely available. So that's our shout out to Title Experts and the team at Title Experts. I want to thank Gigi for she texted me this morning at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. text messages. And the funny thing is, so you guys know, and we'll talk about this probably more next week, definitely more next week. My phone is on do not disturb from 8 p.m. until 7 the next morning. And so Gigi was the first text message that came through at 7 o'clock this morning. She said, "Good morning." She just closed. I was like, "Hi, what's up?" And she sent a beautiful message just saying, just wanted to let you know that the listing side was thoroughly impressed with the team, with the communication and the service that was provided. Said that she'd been in the business for her partner been in the business for 20 years, herself for 6, and they had not experienced that level of service. And so I want to thank you so much, Gigi, for that shout out. And allowing me to share that with the team today. So, with that being said, again, if you haven't had a chance to work with us before, to send us those types of text messages, you can send new contracts to contracts at titleexperts.com, general questions sent to closings at titleexperts.com, and you can always contact us at 866-5-EXPERTS. So, with that being said, we do want to give a shout out to one of our own, Miss Gigi Gerline Toussaint, on closing yesterday, closed a buyer in this market. And so we always endeavor to congratulate our cohort, right? Our little bubble on their accomplishments. And, you know, I love to show this because guys, just to let you know, hey, you're welcome. Um, People are still closing, right? It's still closing. So congratulations to you, GG. And again, we are growing. We're super excited. We're super excited about launching our mortgage brokerage brand, Model Mortgage Experts. We're recently launched, and we will be doing, as I mentioned last week, a lot of launch calls with you guys more than ever in this space. I believe it is necessary for the real estate professionals to understand financing, right? I think you guys understand more and more, especially coming off the last 2 years when it was easy, right? 2.4 interest rates, everybody was getting loans, everybody was there, you know. Now it's a little bit different, it's a little bit tighter, and you need to be able to have a different conversation. So we're excited about bringing that brand up under the umbrella, and we are looking forward to the conversations that we'll be having in that space, in that financing space. Now, today's conversation is titled Shifting Your Market. Who moved your cheese? Who moved your cheese? Has anybody heard of the book Who Moved My Cheese? Anybody heard of that book? If it's you, say me in the chat. If you ever heard of the book Who Moved My Cheese, say me in the chat. It's still an old book. It's been around for a very, very, very long time. Very, very, very long time. The essence of the book is how people handle change, right? How people handle change. Yes, awesome. You've heard of it. Read it 4 times. Come on now. And I'm glad you said that, because that goes to show you guys it's a very short book. And we're actually going to post in the community a link to an audio version of it from YouTube. It's a quick listen. It's a quick listen. I've listened to it a couple times this week. I will continue to listen to it. The quick story, guys, it's a quick parable, right? One of the things we can learn when we're communicating with people is how to tell stories. They say facts tell, stories sell, right? Facts tell, stories sell. People connect to stories. They're able to see themselves in stories. There's emotion in stories, right? When emotion is high, intellect is down, is what they say. I mean, it's just what it is. So when you're able to wrap someone in to their emotions, they start operating on their emotions. Their intellect, science says, I'm saying science, I'm kidding, but their intellect goes down, right? And so when we're communicating with our clients, when we're communicating with anyone, when we have the ability to interject stories or parables, it allows us to be very effective in our communication. So with that being said, the story behind Who Moved My Cheese, that the principles build on, are that there are two mice in a maze, right? And there's also two small humans that are in a maze. And essentially, they have grown accustomed. They found out how to find a cheese, right? A location of cheese. They figured out how to find that, and they had grown accustomed to the path. They had grown accustomed to how they were able to get to their cheese. That was their benefit. That was the reward. That was what they needed for sustenance, right? And lo and behold, the cheese was moved. I'm gonna cut this short. Lo and behold, the cheese was moved. And so they had to find the other path to the cheese. They had to find a new path to the cheese. And obviously the question becomes, who moved my cheese? Who moved it? And there's a couple points that are made in the story that really it was, I love what it said. It talked about how the mice, once they found the cheese at certain points, he said they did not take off their running shoes. They took off their running shoes, but they did not just throw them to the side. He said they tied them up and hung them around their neck so that they would be nearby in case they needed to go after their cheese again. Right? So, and then the humans, they dilly dally, took forever. They never really adapted as quickly as they should have to finding the new location of the cheese. Why are we using this reading as a parable for today's discussion. Our cheese is moved. We're talking about the market, right? The cheese is moved. The interest rates, the price of homes, how we have where the market is going has moved. It's moved. And so we always endeavor to be like the mice, the savvy mice, and be ready to find our cheese, right? And even when we find it, we don't just throw away our running shoes. We tie them up, hang them around our neck because we realize that things change. Now, some of the principles that come out of that book, we're going to hit them really quickly, are to number one, monitor change. Now, you guys, you probably use the term. I love to see. I see people using the term now. Real estate advisors, advisors, guys. We must keep our fingers on the pulse of the market. We just must. We must monitor change. We have to be proactive about change and not reactive, because generally when you're reactive, it's not likely to go very well, right? You're slow. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get your speed up, right? But if you're looking ahead, then you have a better chance of changing course, moving forward quickly to where you need to be. So one of the points I want to leave with us today in our huddle is, let's continue to monitor change, guys. Let's not wait to see what they say 30 days from now about something that's we see coming up. We see something that's bubbling up, right? So just remember, while you're planning out your appointments and closings and things, make sure you plan time to keep your eye on the market. You've ever heard the term be a student of the market? Be a student of the market, right? And so what are some of the things we have to watch in our market? Obviously, interest rates, right? Because they affect our clients. We're looking at housing values because that's affecting our clients. We're looking at, this doesn't change as much, but we obviously look at substantive, so like contract terms and what's going on with title and inspections and those types of things. Those don't change as much, but we still must remain current with those things that are changing, right? The second principle, face your fears. It might be a scary thing to say, oh my gosh, the interest rates are 7%, 6.8%, 6.5%. They were 2% 2 years ago. Wait, what are we gonna do? Right? Fear oftentimes, fear is just because of unknown, and you're stepping out of your comfort zone. As a matter of fact, we do a huddle every morning here in the office with the team, and the discussion yesterday was about fear, facing fear. And one of the things it said, essentially, it said, to the victor goes the spoil. So whoever is first to say, forget it, to feel the fear and do it anyway, they're generally the ones that gain the spoils. And so I want to remind you that, yes, it can be scary. We talked about this. Yes, it can be scary to have to do business in this market, but it has two effects. Either it can paralyze you if you're imagining all that can go wrong, or it can spur you into action. You can say, you know what? Okay, fine. Now I have to learn about the interest rates, housing prices, how to have this conversation. I'm not going to stop having conversations, right? I'm going to still keep having conversations. And so that's one of the other principles. Your win is on the other side of fear. That's right. That's right. Lesson 3, change ahead. So look to the future. Don't focus on what's left behind. Let's stop talking about the 2% interest rates. As a matter of fact, I challenge you that when your clients when your clients start telling you about it and they're being all whimsical and melancholy about it, I challenge you to take a firm stance and say, well, guess what? Today, that was yesterday, and today's rates are X. That was an opportunity then. This is where we are now. This is the opportunity that's available now. And remember, we talked about last week how you have to communicate and from a place of strength, from a place of confidence, right? From a place of knowledge, from a place of being the what? Expert, right? So you're going to say, yeah, that was the rate then, but this is the rate now. Or even with your sellers, yes, that's what we were able to ask. That was the asking price then. over appraised value, etc. That's what it was then, but this is what it is now. And you wait, right? And so with that, with the change, looking at the change ahead, let's set new goals, right? I don't suggest that you change the number of deals that you're supposed to close each month. We talk about that earlier in the year when we talk about business planning. As a matter of fact, we're coming up on business planning. That will be the bulk of a lot of our conversation, you guys, going into the end of this year. We're going to be talking a lot about business planning and numbers, right? As we know, numbers is the language of business, right? Numbers, numbers are the language of business, and so we're gonna be talking a lot about our numbers. But we're gonna set new goals on how to hit those numbers in the coming weeks. Lesson 2: adapt to change quickly. You guys know we come in here, I start hollering and screaming like, listen, okay, it is what it is. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I want to see you at the closing table. I want to see you with your checks. I want to scroll social media and see just close it. I want to see that. I need to see that for you. This is why we come together each week, because guess what? This is what we do, right? This is what we do. So adapt to change quickly. Acknowledge it as an opportunity for growth and development. Acknowledge it as an opportunity for growth and development. Guess what? We're going to talk in a second about some new loan programs. Guess what? Us as mortgage brokers and as loan officers, we had to learn new programs as well. We're learning every day. Rates are changing every day. And so you have to look at it as an opportunity for growth and development. Focus your energy on adjusting to your new, and the new things you'll have to do, right? Adapt to it quickly. And then finally, enjoy it. Enjoy the change. So there was a discussion about um, going back to the book, there was a discussion between some schoolmates. And one of the schoolmates, their friends, they were at like a 20-year reunion or something like that. Tell me what it was. They were gathering, meeting again after years out of school. And one of the classmates said, um, I wish I would have adapted to that change sooner because it was actually good for me. He said it was actually good for me. The change that came out of that shift was actually good for me. Many of you, perhaps all of you, can find yourself in a better place as a result of this shift. What are some of the things that are going to come out of this shift? I can assure you, you're going to become more seasoned professionals, because again, this is going to cause you to learn more and develop more. And there are going to be issues that are thrown at you that, in an easy market, everybody wins. But those who stand 2 feet down in this market, they're going to be beasts. I promise you. They're going to be beasts. Those that are closing in this market, you are an utter beast. So enjoy it, adapt to it, accept it, because it will for sure be good for you. It'll be good for you, I promise you. So with that being said, the biggest change in our market right now, and I want to hit this, and we're going to schedule a call, a Zoom on this real soon, just on this topic. What I have to share with you today concerning change, for those of you who are working with buyers and even with sellers, this affects buyers and sellers, as a matter of fact. So I strike that. Financing options in the current market. So outside of the traditional financing that's available right now, there's always been a buy down option. Let me know if you guys have heard of a buy down, a interest rate buy down. That this option has always been in the market. It's an opportunity to buy down your interest rate for whatever reason, your credit, and so you can pay more upfront on your at closing to bring your interest rate down. Awesome. So what's in the market right now are it's two things. One, we call it a 2-1 buy down. 2-1 buy down. And the way this works, it's very simple. Buyers are asking for a seller concession or credit to buy down the interest rate. They buy down the interest rate 2 points in year one, 1% in year two. So, hypothetical. Interest rate is 6.5%. That's what they've been approved for. Your buyer has been approved for a 6.5 interest rate. They is what they're looking at. They can buy down their interest rate in the first year to 4.5%. In the second year, 5.5%. And then in the third year, it will go back to its locked in rate of 6.5% unless they refinance. Now, why are we having this conversation? There's still buyers in this market, guys, that are must move or it's still their best move. Still that language. Must move, best move buyers. They must move. They still must move. They must move because they have to come. Life changes because of life changes. They still must move. So they still must move and purchase with financing in this market. There's still buyers who this is still their best move because their rent has skyrocketed and it just makes no sense for them to continue to rent. This is still their best move to buy in this market. Let's not forget what is the definition of market value. Let's start back there. Market value is what a buyer is ready, willing, and able to pay for a commodity, house, etc. Hey, Mr. Hales. And so the market value of homes shot up because the ready, willing, and ability of buying, because interest rates were so low, shot up. The ability went up. In that market, I could pay $1 million. Because interest rates are coming down, ability to pay is coming down, guys. So what does that mean? That means home prices are coming down as well. They have to meet. Prices are not going to continue to go up. That's the whole point of raising the interest rate, to bring down, curb inflation. Tell your buyers, you're not going to be paying above appraised $50,000 above appraised value at a 6.5 interest rate. At least you're not going to let them do it, right? Have this conversation. The seller concession credit, they can also buy down the rate in perpetuity, forever is what in perpetuity means. That's a legal term for forever. So what does that mean? Let's say again they have a 6.5 interest rate. They buy the rate down to 5.5 and they stay there because we don't know their interest rates are going to go down. We figure they may. Worst case scenario, if they do the 2-1 buy down, worst case scenario is that they don't and they stay at 6.5. Worst case scenario. Best case scenario is they do go down and your buyer is able to refinance. How about option 3? Your buyer buys down at 5.5 and they still refi should the rates go below 5.5%. Anybody feeling better about having a conversation with their buyers now? There's options. As the advisors, you tell your clients what their options are, because again, there's plenty of best move that's still their best move and some that must move. They just must move. We've been closing all week and I think it was maybe just a few cash transactions. So you let that be one of your deals. Go have conversations about this loan option. How are we going to have those conversations? This is the reason to pick up the phone and call. I know sometimes you don't call because you're like, what am I going to say? This is a huge conversation to have right here, right? You can have conversations about financing options. Yeah, the rates are high, but the lenders realize that, and here's what the lenders are doing. And guess who you call first? Your best move must move. That's your A buyers, right? It's still your best move. It's still your best move. Or they must move anyway. Have conversations, again, directly over the phone. Have conversations with your email communications. Those of you who have CRMs, make sure that you're blasting this out on social media, your posts, your go lives, your stories. It's still your best move. Best move must move. There are options, right? So, who moved my cheese? I don't know, I guess the feds did, but guess what? We just take our shoes from around our neck and we get after it. There's solutions that are out there. And we are ahead of the market to take advantage of that. All right. So next Thursday, our huddle, we want to do a quick primer on controlling your calendar. Guys, so a moment of transparency. Over the weekend, I totally cleaned up my calendar. I totally cleaned up my calendar. Guys, your calendar it should be an indication of your highest and best use. What does that mean? When I look at your calendar, first of all, I should see a blocked calendar. I know a lot of people do not have a blocked calendar, so we're going to have a deep conversation about that. You should have a blocked calendar where I can see what's on your calendar. And then when I look at your calendar should show what are your income producing activities. The largest blocks on your calendar should be your income producing activities. And guys, guess what? I know you've heard this before. We're going to hear it again next week. Your income producing activity time is coveted. No one can break in. No one can break in. Put your phone on do not disturb. Put your email on do not disturb. Lock your door, because no one should be able to break into your coveted income producing time. All right. So that's our huddle next week. Control your calendar. In closing, guys, we're not even going to wax poetic, as they say. Go get your contracts. That's what I need you to do. Go get your contracts. Go get your contract. Go get your contracts. Go get your contracts. Go get your contracts. Go negotiate some deals, right? Let's go talk to some sellers about what's going on in this market. And if we are approached with a request for a seller concession, just show them how it makes sense, right? Your buyers, it's better for them to not go in and make an offer $50,000 under list price versus say just asking for a $15,000 concession to buy down their rate, right? We got this. Go get your contracts. I will see you guys next Thursday. All right? Bye. Check the community. Guys, check the community for resources. There will be a link to the book, to the audio book, and then there's also going to be some information about the 2-1 buy down. I'm going to have the team put some templates in the community for you to drop your photo in. If you have not already grabbed the templates for the listing presentation, the buyer presentation, they are there in the guides section. If you don't see it, let me know. But the team has placed it in there. All right. All right, guys. Happy Thursday. Go get them. Go get your contracts. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.